to Thrive Tucson Business Spotlight, sponsored by Vantage West, where I chat with small business owners and organizations to see what makes their company thrive. I'm your host, Carla Escamilla, and today I'm joined with Zaina Peterson and Lou Goodhart from Creative Tucson. Creative Tucson is a membership-based community media center that provides equipment, expertise, and training to help Tucson creative community create attention-grabbing video content. Welcome to the show, Zaina and Luke.
Thank you, Carla.
So let's start exactly. Tell me what Creative Tucson is.
Definitely. Well, first off, Creative Tucson is always growing, but it's definitely like a media platform. It's something that we try to build, like with the creatives to come in, whether they want to do, videography, whether they want to go ahead and, have their own show, or, even for artists, we want to make sure that this is a platform where people can be able to express themselves in a creative way and not feel like they have to be in a box to do so.
And how did this organization start?
Originally, Access Tucson was the public access network, and the city was no longer able to provide the funding in order to run that. So 3 organizations actually got together and put a proposal. So there's Brink Media, a local media company, KXCI, the radio station, and Wavelab Recording Studio all got together and put together a proposal to make a really lean operating budget to ensure that Tucson still had access to a public media platform. So that's how it came about.
Okay, so somebody, if they're interested, they have to become members. And how does that come about?
So we're a member organization. You can sign up through our website for membership, and that gives you access to all of our resources.
Starting from like camera equipment, and especially at like low cost rates as well in comparison to other places. So yeah, definitely have access to camera equipment. If you guys want to go ahead and use our studio, you can have studio time. And beyond that, like we definitely want to make sure that we are honing in on like your skills as well. So making sure that you're coming in and at least, getting the practice that you need to be able, to be that videography that you want to be. And that also goes into like being a producer as well. So we also have that as well too.
So people can create their own teams and come and probably create their own show.
Yes.
Is that right? So how can they do that to be able to be in a show with Creative Tucson?
There's a lot of different ways that people can use Creative Tucson. I mean, on the one hand, we are a publishing platform, so we have the cable station. If people want to start a show, they can start a show on the cable network. We also, one of our goals was to bring the public access concept into the 21st century. Yeah. Fewer and fewer people are watching television. On-demand streaming media is becoming much more popular. Yes. So one of the things that we did was create an interactive web platform. So in addition to the cable, people can have their own, when you sign up to be a member, that gives you access to create your own custom channel. So any content that you create, you can upload to our site. It also goes on YouTube. So it's a publishing medium. As Zaina mentioned, we're also a materials resource. So you can rent equipment at way below market rate. So it makes it really accessible and affordable for productions to rent our equipment. We modernized and updated a lot of our equipment. So we have really like industry standard, top of the line equipment for really affordable prices. Basically, you create a membership that gives you access to rent all of our equipment. It gives you access to our online platform, but it also gives you access to our greater community that we're creating. And so we have a team of collaborators who have various skill sets, from producing, directing, on-screen talent, and all of those resources are available to you as a Creative Tucson member.
And what if the person is really interested, they want to go and get that camera and start editing, but they have no idea what they're doing? Can they get the training with you?
Most definitely. And that's the thing that I think is so great about Creative Tucson is the fact that you get to come in here and we have people that can help you, whether it comes to like videography or like knowing how to edit or learning how to shoot a camera. Like we want to make sure that you do get that hands-on experience. And that's something that's really great about Creative Tucson is the fact of like we're steering away, from mainstream media, like, that kind of ideal of just like, you need to look like this or like present like this. We're giving you that platform to be creative and be that person that you want to be and how you want to present that, as Luke was saying, to the community.
Tell me about some of the projects that Creative Tucson has been involved in producing and making happen.
We've done a lot of really interesting things. One of, actually the way that Zaina and I got involved with Creative Tucson originally was anchoring for our local news show. And that's called 5 on 20 News. It originally started as a pretty traditional, headline news kind of news desk show, but it has evolved as well. So we have that. We've also worked with organizations like MoCA Tucson, the Museum of Contemporary Art, to cover site-specific art performances or lectures.
A lot of things that we also do is kind of just going like offshooting, you know what I mean? Like not only like having projects like on here that we've done, but it's like we're expanding ourselves. I mean, whether you want to go ahead and use WaveLab or, even like with our like working with like KXCI and stuff like that, we want to make sure that people are kind of getting like, I guess like round experience any way that you want to.
We've done
but the projects like vary a lot.
Stand-up comedy shows here in the studio, poetry readings. A lot of really interesting collaborations.
Right. It sounds like it's really fun.
It is really fun.
One thing for sure is like we definitely don't want to create a box. There's no like set standard onto like how you need to have your show or like what we want to show. Like, you know what I mean? It's something that, again, you bring in artists, we bring in creators, we bring in anyone who at least just wants to present themselves. And this is that spot for them.
Sounds great.
Unlike a regular television network, we're very different than that. You know, we want to provide the resources so that individuals from the community, creators, artists can broadcast their own voice.
So, for example, at this time, I can create my own video and I can put it on YouTube and my own YouTube channel. What is the difference and the benefit for me to be able to go with you guys and use your platform against my own little YouTube channel?
It's the community.
Right.
It's the community.
Yeah.
We have an amazing team of collaborators and artists and technicians with incredible skill sets. And I think anytime anyone comes into the studio, it's a really inspiring place to be. There's a lot going on, a lot of diverse projects.
Sounds great.
Also, you're not going to be alone. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that sometimes like creating your own video or like just being in the field itself, it can be overwhelming. You have a show idea and you're just like, okay, I want to do this, but how do I start? So, coming in with us, it's like we make sure that like we help you with any skills that you need.
Putting all those brains together.
Right.
All right. So if I want to become a member, what do I have to do?
Log on to Creative Tucson, creativetucson.org. You can sign up for your membership right there. It all starts right there.
Right.
So it's easy and it's just
easy
the
peasy,
process.
lemon
You go, you visit, and you get going.
Right. Most
All
definitely.
right. And what advice do you give to somebody that really wants to get into the media business and they don't know where to start?
It can be overwhelming. I mean, there's so many different shows and media channels and websites. I think it really is just like staying true to your voice, identifying what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
And sticking with that.
And definitely stay creative as well. I mean, like we talk about, media is something that's like always growing and it's at a fast pace as well. It goes beyond just being a broadcaster going into print. You have like this digital platform as well. So like, the fact of staying creative, you know what I mean? And like staying curious and being in that, like I think that can definitely like lead you like, in more places too as well.
Exactly. So you find the equipment, you find the training, you find the platforms. So it's basically a bucket with everything in there for you to start and be creative and produce.
There's kind of something for anyone, no matter like where you fall on the spectrum of creation, video artists, dancers. I mean, even small businesses can create social content. There's really something for anyone.
Right.
Awesome.
And that's what we try to hold.
Thank you so much. This was really fun. Now I want to go visit you guys.
No, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for coming by. And to find out more information about Creative Tucson, visit creativetucson.org or stop by their studio at 1100 South 6th Avenue. This has been Business Spotlight with Carla Escamilla. See you next time.